testable or not. These slides are important. And test planning is, so this is test planning is like what to test, when to test, how to test, and detailed information will be planned in the test planning. Okay. And test design and development. So whatever you are got the requirements, so that requirements you will going to design it. So whether it is automation, whether we need to do the manual testing, whether we need to use any other tools for automation, so that all will be designed and developed. Okay, as per test plan. As per test plan, we are making this design and development. Next is test environment, because now the test cases are ready. Okay, so you developed it, and next phase is you need to do the testing. So it is a combination of hardware and software environment on which the test can be executed. So we are going to do the testing. So we'll identify the test environment, and we will start doing our testing. So when you are doing the testing, you will identify the bugs. Okay, so the defects, so that you will inform to the developers or the other members. So then you will going to fix it once the bug is fixed. Then final will be the test closer from your end, where you will whatever you plan the test cases and you perform on the test environment setup, then you are closing your activity. So this will be the final closure of the testing. So is it clear for you all? So what is STLC? In interviews they will ask you. So you need to say that. So requirement analysis, test planning, test case design, and the test environment setup, test execution, and test cycle closure. So like that, you need to give the information. Okay. If they ask you in detail, what you need to do? So we'll do the requirement analysis, whether it is a testable or not, and test planning, like what to test and how to test, when to test. So that information will be planned in the test planning. Then we'll design the test cases. If it is related to the manual test cases, we'll write the manual test cases, and automation, we'll write the scripting. And if it is after that, we'll do execute on the bench. So once the testing is completed, then we are going to close the test closer. So like that, we'll follow the software testing lifecycle. You need to explain as a part of a tester. Is it clear? Is it clear for you all? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Anna.
Yes. So like no, for each and every like a requirement analysis, they have some entry criteria, like what are the requirements you consider, and what are the requirements you should be closed. So there will be the entry criteria and exit criteria for all the levels. Okay. So entry criteria it will give. So what are the items you need to complete? Okay. So exit criteria is what and all we completed. So once you took the information and how you completed it, so this will be the entry and exit criteria for all the phases. So test planning is you took some requirements, and all the requirements are fulfilled or not in the test planning. That is very important. So from the test planning, you took some 10 requirements. So for 10 requirements, you written all the test cases, some automation manual, all that will be observed in the test cases. And test environment setup is also same, like whatever you took the test cases, you are going to test it or not. So that will be the test environment setup. So like test environment, like we are, whatever we are able to do the task, like the manual testing or automation. So that will be chosen as a test environment setup. Test environment setup is like which controller we need to use, which software we need to use. So those all will be a part of a test environment setup. So then you are doing your testing. Okay, so testing. So again, when you are doing the execution, whatever you written the test cases, whether those are testable or not, so that you made a document, all will be checking in the test execution. Okay, so is it clear, right? Like now, next, What is a test plan? So in software development lifecycle, whatever the process we follow, no? So in test planning, how to what to test, how to test, when to test. This is a one phase. Okay. So who will do this information is, so here the responsible person for this test lead and team lead. Okay, and test managers. What they will do, they will get the project plan and functional requirement, whatever you need to do. So like the motor related testing you need to do, or some fan related or temperature related or analog input or digital inputs. So those futures functional requirements will be gathered by the test lead or test manager. Okay, so and what are the activities they will hear the responsibilities of this, they will identify the researchers. Okay, because there are test leads, no test managers, so they will see who are the juniors, who are the seniors, who will do the activity for what. So all this will be identified by the test leads, and they will do the team formation. Okay, who will work on what, and they will do the test estimation, like whether it will be the 2 weeks planning or 4 weeks. All this will be estimated, and they will design, because they are getting the requirements, no, the motor, fan, or IOs or some sensors. So they will make one document. Okay, what are the features you need to test it, and a review of the test plan, and then they will identify the resources. So from the test planning they will close the activity. Okay, and they will know what is the responsibilities of these juniors or seniors who identify the team members is, they need to start this test case design preparation. Okay, as a test lead or test engineers, they will do this activity. So what they will do, so they will go with the project plan. So they will see, okay, what are the models, what are the futures, like the motor or the AI input or analog input, analog digital output, or the temperatures related. All the functionalities module will be verified from the project plan. And they will see, they will go in detail document also, because they need to verify, right, they are writing the test cases, no, they need to understand the complete requirement. So for that they are going to understand the design documents and functional requirements and use cases. All this will be verified by the test the engineer who who is preparing the test cases. So they will, whatever they are writing the test cases, no, they will make, they will do some traceability. So that is the traceability matrix we say. Okay, traceability matrix is the, it have the detailed information. Okay, in interviews they will ask you like what is a traceability, how you are ensuring that your test cases are complete, fully tested or partially tested. So you need to see that we have a traceability matrix we'll follow, and we'll verify like how many test cases are passed or filed. So I will give you this info in later. Like these are the preparation of the test scenario, preparation of the test cases. And because you, once you you know, you need to review. Okay, so after preparation you need to review, always this process will be followed. Okay, who will do review? So if Prasad is created, Hari will do review. So it is kind of the different persons who will do the review for the next level. And traceability, because whatever you plan, no, whether you completed all the requirements are fulfilled, the test cases are not, so that will be verified as a part of a traceability matrix. And test case sign off, because once you made that, prepared the test cases, then your activity is done as a part of a test case design and development. Still now you are clear on this?
Yes, man.
So test planning, test case design. Now we need to do the test execution. So you need to identify the environment setup, means hardware or software, all this will be considered, and you need to start doing your testing. So once you are doing the testing, you will identify, you will take the logs, you will identify the defects. Okay. So all this will be a part of the responsibility of the test engineer, and even test lead, he will support. Is it clear? And here they will follow, they will do the functional requirement. Whatever the test plan is there, no, they will take the test plan and they will do the test cases. Okay. And next is defect and because once they are doing the testing, the main intention is to identify the defects and reporting. And once they report, they need to track the defects also. Okay, so that is the responsible of the test engineer. Prepare of the defect report and the developers. And final phase will be the test closure. That is the sign off activity where they will analyze the reports and analyze the bug reports, and they will final will be the exit criteria. Is it clear for the software development life cycle? So how we'll follow in the organizations? Is there any other doubts you have from the sheet? So you are getting right where your responsibilities and all coming. So you will get it from the point 2, point 3, and so test planning and all you cannot do. So test case design, analyzing of the requirements you can do, and designing of the test cases, executing on the bench, and defect tracking and test closures. So this all the responsibilities are as a part of the test engineer. Okay. So now you are getting right what is your roles and responsibilities.
Yes. Yes,
Next,
sir.
what is a plan? Test plan is like it have a detailed document describes about test strategy, objective, schedule, estimation, deliverables, resources. How many members you need, deliverable, when you are delivering within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay, this is a estimation. How many hours you are going to complete it, and schedule. So when you start, objective is what is the purpose, whether it is like a functional related or something. Test strategy, whether it is a software level testing or system level testing. It is all about the detailed document. It will be there in the test plan. Okay. And software testing activities are defined a process which is minutely monitored. As I told so they here we have the estimation and deliverable. So they will keep on checking the what is the activity, how the progress is going. Okay, so that is done. Who will monitor is test managers will monitor. And test data. So test data is whatever the input you are giving, right? So when you are doing the testing, you will give some input to the software program for doing of the testing. So that will be the test data. Clear, right? So test data is used for both negative testing as well as positive testing. Okay, we need to see the exceptional cases and means whatever exception is the positive scenario, unexception is the negative scenarios. Okay, that is the test data, whatever we are giving the input. Test plan is it have a detailed information about our test strategy. Okay, so whatever test data we are giving the input, so that will be done by the tester, and he will see whether it is a correct, is there any defect is there. So from the input side they will verify the tester. Is it clear on what is a test data, test input, test plan and test data? It is clear, right? Now coming to the test scenario. So test scenario is it is simply the name of the test, what to test. Like as I told like we need to test the motor, whether it is the motor is a full motor or off motor or a DC motor or AC motor. So it's a kind of the test scenario. Test scenario is any functionality that is a software testing company can examine. Means whatever the organizations know that it is, it depends upon the company and the project. So what they will do on the testing part. Okay, and what need to be tested by is the done by decided by the quality like the engineer. Okay, and test case design. So how to test, like why we are designing the test cases means, so we will write the in a steps. Okay, we need to write in a sequence steps. So we need to verify whether that sequence steps we written, it is working as we cannot skip the steps. Okay, so when we are doing the testing, we need to follow the order. Okay, you should not miss it. Suppose if I take the example 1A, so this is a one step. Okay, step 1, step 2, and step 3, like A plus B. Okay, So step 4 is you need to observe the value. So you need to get the value. Okay. So without giving step one is like you given 2. You need to give the value of B, but you are not giving. How you will get the output of 5? So you cannot get. So this is how whatever the steps we are following, we should always list the steps in a sequence, and we need to do the testing. And next is test script. We for whatever we written the steps manually. So whatever the possible for automation, we need to prepare the test script for this. And test execution activity. So test execution is like we'll get the software. Okay. So because as a part of it, the embedded testing, so we'll do the software testing. So what we'll do, so whatever the software we are getting, so that software we are giving into the hardware, and we'll do the testing of the functional testing and behavioral testing we usually do. Behavioral testing we'll do. So this is like the execution. Test execution is like we are executing the test cases, because you need to prepare the test cases, no? Like whatever the UDS or CAN related, you are going to prepare these test cases. These test cases, what you will do, you will verify. How you are verifying this? So you are verifying this in the hardware. For hardware, how it will work? We need to give the software to the hardware. Then you are doing the testing. Is it clear for you all? Okay, these are like what are the activities he will plan, test executed. So as per test plan, we are doing the test case and we'll prepare the document, like how many test cases are passed or filed. So this is, and like we need to follow the traceability. This is a requirement traceability matrix, we'll say. And we are doing the retesting, and we'll do in detail retesting, and we'll track the defects and we'll close it. So this all like we required for a test closer. Okay, so we need to verify in detail. So how many test cases are passed, whether all the test cases have the logs or not. So whether how many defects we identified, how we are closing, all this will be a part of a test closer. So just we came in detail. That's it about test software development lifecycle. That's okay. So this is the final stage of software testing lifecycle. So where what are all the points we'll consider? So we'll identify the summary reporter identifier who tested and what are the functions he tested, and what is the final result, how many test cases is passed or filed, how many need pending, why not some tested, so how many hours it took for doing the testing. So that all report will be there in the test closer. Okay, so like it have the completion of how many test cases executed, passed, filed, rejected, accepted. All this will be a part of a test closer activities. And when you are writing the test cases, no, so you should have the 10 steps. This interview, it's very important. They will ask you, okay, when you are writing the test cases, what are the what are the attributes, what are the options you have? First is the test case ID. So generally, when I shade you the sheet, no, in that sheet you have the individual ID for all the test cases, and you have a test scenario, because you need to give one line, right? One line of information by checking of the default section, checking of the extended section, checking of the programming section, checking of the diagnostic section, control. All this will be a part of a test scenario, what you need to do. And precondition is like whenever you are going to start your action, before you the actions should execute, you preconditions should satisfy. If not, it won't work. Okay, so example, if you take um, better, so like you need to do some Gmail login account, right? So you directly you cannot do, you need to create account. Okay, so that is a precondition. Who have the account in Gmail, those person can log in directly. If not, they cannot access. Similarly, that is a precondition. So precondition is which you need to satisfy the your action. Okay. So next is test steps. Like you are giving, you need to follow the steps to execute the condition. And test data is whatever the input you are giving. Like as I told you, know, like the Gmail is you need to create. That is a precondition. And if you are already the one, like you have the account, okay. So then your input is required, like username or password. That is the user data where you can give your data to the account to unlock. And the expected result and post conditions will be there, and actual result and status, whether it is a pass or filed, and review and revising of all the these are the options we usually we have. Okay, so if you see here, like we have the sheet and like whatever the test steps, test data, expected result, action, the priority, result, comments. So all these options will be there. Okay, this is the example format, I can say. So whatever I showed, you can go through the sheet of the UDS. What are the options? Then how to write the test cases. So for checking of it, just a Gmail login. So this is a one example because we are familiar with the mail login, no? So we'll focus. So about, as I told you, know, we need the 10 steps to ensure that how the test cases should follow the format. So how to write the test case? The first step is description. We need to give some small explanation about what is the purpose of the test case. So here the description is we need to check the functionality of the login. So that is the example. So we return that description is now ready. Check response when valid email and valid password is entered. This is my description. In description, it is clear. Like, okay, so whatever we are giving, whatever we are giving the data, that data should be valid email and valid password. Then only the response should occur. Okay, that is the description. Next is the data. So data is what is the data here we need to give. So we need to give the email and password. That is the data we are giving to the login. And so now you have the test case number, test case description, and test data. Next is what is the we need the other step is we need to do the action, right? You are able to see the data, but where you need to execute it. Now you are doing on application, means whatever the bench, whatever the tool you are using, like Canoi is our tool. Okay, so from the Canoi tool we are doing some actions. Okay, we are sending the messages and we are receiving the messages. Similarly here, we need to do some actions like enter a email address, enter a password, click on it, click sign in. So just we are doing, some actions on the tool. So here we should follow the test steps. Okay, this is the we need to perform the action. Like how you need to write the test cases. This is a example, and it is very important. Like whenever you are getting the requirement, you need to think about this all points. Is it clear, Rajesh?
Yes.
Yeah. So next is the step 4. Because you given the input, right? You input data. You need to observe whether you are able to access the application is accepted and you are able to access the application or not. So that is the login result. So whenever you are given the valid data and the action, you perform the action. Okay, so now you need to observe the expected result. So this is the expected result. We are observing the behavior of the application. So login is successful. Is it clear? So what is the action? Action is whatever your input you are giving to the application. Okay, and expected is it is the behavior of the application. Is it clear? Behavior of the application, how it is behaving, whether it is logged, it not logged, that will be checking as a part of a step 4. Next is you need to give the statement, like if it is successfully logged in, right? Like we are expected result is we should log. Okay, when you are doing the testing, no, you will verify that login was successful. You will verify. This is a one column you need to give it, because when you are doing the testing, no, you need to see whether login was successful. I won't bother about the test case what you write. I will see the test case what you wrote is successfully worked or not. If it worked, then it is a passed. If not worked, it will be filed. Is it clear for you all? So this is the like how we are checking the behavior on the application. So when you are before starting, it will be like this. After starting, we need to verify the actual result and expected result. If both are not matching, it will be a defect, as we discussed earlier. So what is a defect? Bug, all those points. Step 5. So step 5 is, it will be like a precondition. Precondition, why we called, must be placed before the test can run. So we are using making the precondition. And post condition is, once the test case step, whatever the test steps are completed, you will make a post condition. Okay, for our test case, so we'll check the precondition. Browser should be installed to access the site under the test. Okay, this is very important. We are checking the username and password, no, for the login. So this is a precondition. And what is the post condition? So post condition is, like once we logged, right? So then we need to log out. Okay, so during the login logout, the time and date of login will be stored in the database. This is very important, like when you logged, when you log off. So all this will be recorded as a part of a post condition. So this will be the example, like how we are doing. And traceability, so RTM. So this is a traceability. What is a traceability? Okay, so traceability is nothing but like how many requirements are there, like whether it is 20 requirements or 30 requirements. So how many test cases we wrote for the requirements, and how many test cases we executed for the for the test cases, all will be interlinked through the tool, because you have a Jira tool. The Jira tool, similarly like we have a DOS. With the help of these tools, we are able to trace the information. Okay, so that is a traceability. Like whether you can use the Excel also. Excel is also best way to trace the traceability. Okay, so next is requirement traceability, RTM we say. So requirement traceability is like how many test cases are executed and covered. That is a track of test cases. So the main purpose of RTM is, so we need to verify all the requirement. It is same like a traceability is the 3 points which we have, and RTM is mostly we focus on the requirements. So specific to the requirements, we are tracking it. So that we are tracking in the single document, because whenever you have a single sheet where you can identify how many requirements are there, how many we tested, not tested, all this will be tracked as a part of a requirement traceability matrix. And parameter, what are the parameters included in RTM? Requirement ID, requirement type, description, test case status, whether it is pass or filed, test case ID. Okay, so like this, requirement ID will be there, description will be there, test cases, number of test cases, and what are the, whether it is a passed, filed, not run, holded, means they are going to test it further. So this detailed information will be there in the traceability. That is a requirement traceability matrix. Okay, and moreover, what are the other parameters of the traceability is, like it will be give the in detail number of requirements, average number of test cases, number of test cases we covered for the requirements. Suppose the requirements we have 30 requirements, we covered only 20 requirements for writing of the test cases, remaining are not tested because it is carry forwarded for next release. And how many test cases we executed, number of test cases passed, filed, blocked. So defect, where how many defects are very critical, where how many defects are very high critical. So all will be in detail information will be given in the RTM, that will be the captured by the test leads. Okay. And defect what we going to understand about what is the defect report contents. So defect report contains defect ID, defect description. Like whenever you are create no ticket, Jira ticket, you will get one number. And defect description is like whether you are checking the fan component is not working as per expected. Some you will need to give detailed description. And next is version, because whenever you are doing the software, so first time you will get a software A1, next time you will get a software A3, next time you will get a software A5. So you don't know, right? Like the version that you are tested, you need to understand what the software version and where you've identified the defect. And steps, yes, steps is detailed information is required. Okay, whenever you are doing the testing, you identify defect, at what step you identified the defect, whether it is a fourth step or fifth step you identified, you need to have mentioned in the defect report. Means whatever the Jira, we say Jira, in Jira description, you will know, right? So in Jira description you need to write this information. Is it clear till now? And a data rise, whenever you will create the Jira, no, so that time the data date will be there. So that date is how many days you took the Jira, and that is a tracing. Okay, so how much time it take, all this will be data will be there. And reference, because you need to give the requirement related link, and you need to give about the test case, you need to give about the test step, all this will be a reference. So all this reference you are writing in the description. If not, if any link is there, like Jira link, you have other links also, so you can interlink with the tools. Okay, you are able to getting right. So that is a reference. And defect by detected by, like you are a tester, so you need to give your name as a part of a reporting of the defect. And status, so it is whether we will give the status also, and fixed by the developer name, and test closure, so severity and priority. So this is little bit important. Whenever you are creating the defect, no, you need to understand what is its severity, how is impacting, how that is impacting to the application. Okay, that is a severity. Priority is you need to fix immediately, whether it have the high or medium or low, that is depends upon the software. Okay, whatever the software, it is impacting more, so that will be we'll understand severity and priority in detail. Okay, so which is related to the defect fix urgency, severity, priority could be high, medium, low, based on the impact urgency at which the defect should be fixed respectively. Okay, so we'll understand in detail about the severity and priority further. So whenever you are creating the defect, no, so you will, the tester will identify the defect. That will be the first phase. Okay, next phase will be the, so it will be assigned as a new. Okay, so whenever I will create the ticket, no, it will be new. Next I will forward to the test lead or test managers or the project manager. So what he will do, he will check whether the defect is valid or not. You need to see the number here, 1 2 3, order will be like this, and parallelly it will be coming the points here. Okay, so here we, yeah, so here the project manager or the test lead or test project like the test leads or any one who have a higher knowledge on the concepts, so they will do this validate. Okay, so what they will do, so they will see if the defect is not valid, they will reject it. If it is a if it is in the scope, okay, now they're not taken in the priority. This is very important. In interviews they will ask you what is a deferred means the software whatever we written the test case, we need to test it now. Okay, we need to test it now, but not now, we are going to test in next releases. So like if you say software A is the okay, I will make it. Like suppose if you say you are doing a testing on software A, you are doing the testing. Okay. So when you are doing the testing, you come to know that whatever you raise the defect, that will be tested in software C, not software B. So they won't test it. So in that case, the requirement is needed. Okay. But you need to be considering in the next releases. So the next releases which you are planned, so that will be a deferred. Okay. So what the project managers will do here is, project manager assign the status rejected. If the defect is not rejected, then next step is to check whether it is a scope or not. So this is the scope. If it is a scope, okay, next the manager verifies whether similar defect was raised earlier. If the defect is assigned a status duplicate, means if it is a deferred, okay, or if anything need to be duplicated, because duplicate tickets we cannot should not create. If you create that, then it should be rejected. So that will be rejected from here. If no, the defect is assigned to the developer who starts fix the code during the stage, the defect assigned the status is proven, because you identify if it is not rejected or it is not deferred, it is a duplicate, all these stages, your defect will be made into the next level. Then you need to move to the defect to ticket to the tester. So what he will developer, so tester will assign the tickets to the developer. What he will do, so now the developer phase, okay, he need to fix the defect. So he will start the status in progress. So once if it is in progress, then if it is fixed, then it will be working, it will be closed. If it is not working, it will be reopen it again to fix the development. So that's how they will do the retesting. So retesting of the code is, so once the defect is fixed, if it will be closed, if not, it will be reopened again. So like this, the defect bug life cycle will be punctured. So this is the final phase to understand. So whenever you are creating the status, it will be new and it will be assigned to the developer. So once the developer starts working, so it will be in a open. So he will verify that it is a duplicate or reject or deferred. Deferred means next releases they are planned. Okay. So once it is a open means if the like they are started working on the defect fixing. So if it is fixed, then the defect from the software in fixed. Okay. So now they need to do retest. So in retest, if it is tested successfully, it will be verified and closed. If it is not working, then they will reopen and it will go to the developer. Again, they will do the fixing. So like this, the cycle will be keep on moving. If it is not working, if it is passed, it will be verified and closed. It's clear for you all, the defect. Now, the defect is severity and priority. Why this defect is categorized is, so it have the severity, we have the blocker, high, major and minor. These are the very important points. Okay. And priority is, and priority we have high, P1 is the high, medium and P3 is low. This is the priority. Okay. Here it is a critical, major, minor, blocker. Here priority is higher priority, medium and low. Whenever your Jira you open, right, you saw sometimes last 2 days, like yesterday and today, there is a priority, like the priority severity. In the priority option, you have this low, medium, high. So like the whenever you are creating the tickets or task, similarly we are creating the defects, we should have the priority and severity as well. Okay. So what is the defect severity? So it will describes the seriousness of the defect. Okay. It will describe the seriousness of the defect, how much it is impacting the business workflow. That is the severity. You need to always remember this keyword. Means this is a definition, guys. You need to write down this. Okay. And the defect severity can be categorized in 4 types, like we saw, right? That is a blocker. What is a blocker? Blocker is nothing but we cannot proceed further. Okay, so we cannot proceed further, means it's showing that where we cannot do, means it is completely stopping our testing activities. That is a blocker. Okay, so you are like example, if you say you are not able to log in your Gmail and password, so that is a big blocker. And the critical is, so whatever you are given the Gmail and password, you are not able to enter into the application. So that is a critical, right? So you are able to enter here. Oh, one, you are not able to enter the Gmail and password, and it is completely crashing. Once here critical is you are able to enter the sign in and password, still you are not able to log in. So that is a critical. Okay, so that is one example. Another example is you need to transfer money. Okay, fund transfer is not working in net banking. This is a one example. Whatever the product you selected, you are not able to the application is not working. So that is a part of a critical. Major is it is some desirable behavior, but the future application is still functioning. Okay, major means after sending an email, there is no confirmation mail. Means you are like you sent a mail, but still it is not received to the receiver. It is taking some time. Okay, after booking a cab, there is no confirmation because you booked the cab, but from the other side, the cab driver side, it's not confirmed yet. That is a major. A minor is it won't cause any major breakdown of the system. Minor, it okay, like look and feel issue, like spelling mistake or some alignment, something, it will be part of a minor. Defect priority. Priority describes the importance of the defect. Okay, this is the uh, definition. So here defect priority states that in order to which defect should be fixed first. Okay, you given 5 defects, okay, you created, but which I need to take the first priority. So that will be taken as the priority. Okay, so which is the importance of the defect. So defect priority can be categorized in 3 states. That is high and medium and low. Okay, so high is the defect must be resolved immediately as it affects the system severely and cannot be used until it is fixed. Okay, that is a high, like it is a kind of a blocker. Okay, so means in the test cases also, when it is priority, you need to make this as a high. And medium, it is a like if some software version is not clear, all this will be a part of a medium. And low is developers like we can test it in the next releases also. This will be part of a defect. So as we know, right, these defects are classified into high, medium, low. All this will be a part of the this is one example, like crashing function, customer, something. It will be like